Hello, everyone. This is Solomon, of course. There's been a lot of information coming through regarding my new career path as a psychic medium. And even though I'm excited about it, there has been a lot. I mean, the energy is intense and there's a lot of information, but it's contradictory, based on non physical reality and the physical reality that may surround me and where I go and who I may see and talk to. Imagine a physical person, that has deceased or passed away, looking like a regular, uh, someone that might be alive, in the world right now. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish between the two, but I feel like 99% of the time I get it right. But with the information that's coming through, I still don't have complete clarity as to what exactly to do. So I have to test out a few theories with the wider world and see how can I, approach this so that I can make the move that I need to go ahead and, start doing different things. But until the messages are crystal clear, I need to just, I was going to just provide a few readings and maybe even next week as well, but it's not going to be, maybe not every week moving forward, but I'll get them out when I can. But I just thought I would mention that to some of you because the previous upload I put out, I was guided to not do them at all, but something is pulling me to do them. There's something that's, saying go ahead and do it and see if anything shifts. I know it's a full moon in not a full moon, a new moon in Pisces this weekend, so maybe something does transpire where I'll gain even more clarity on certain things. It's very magical, but it's very intense. There's a lot of hidden things going on that might not be so pleasant. It may even scare people at times, but I'm able to handle that. But the confusion at times can be very intense when it comes to this. All right, so much love to everybody. I do appreciate a lot of you who may have been around, and hope you have a lot of success when it comes to any kind of journey or path you may be on, and I have a lot of joy with that. All right, so much love, and I'm going to get into your reading. Welcome, Aries, to your love reading for the weekend of the 22nd, 23rd of February 2020. So we're going to do I believe it's going to be like a 4-card spread. Not very long, but the overall energy of what you might be experiencing, your emotions, the person coming towards you, what their intentions might be, and what your response might be this weekend. So we're going to check into that real quick, and I'll be right back with what I find. I do want to shuffle. Maybe you can hear that, but I decided not to record on camera right now. I can focus a bit better. But let's see what's going on with you. And as we look into your reading for the weekend, another synchronistic thing just happened where death is the overall energy for the weekend. Now, put it like this. Now, some people, it is possible I experience where those who have passed, they have are able to get online, do different things. So I feel some of those spirits may be able to see this reading. I feel like those things happen. And while I know these things happen, it's hard for the living to kind of see these things, but that is something that's going on. But when death is showing up here, I don't like to be the harbinger of bad news, but that can indicate someone, are you losing someone, someone grieving, someone like being on a deathbed, some kind of news that shows up with somebody passing. If you are experiencing something like this weekend, much love to you and a lot of healing as well. And I do hope that you receive that for sure. I always say that in my personal readings, and it's a good antidote for a lot of healing when you hear those words. So I feel like that's important. When death is coming through as well, a lot of you may be going through the loss of a relationship that's still, you're healing from it, going through a major transition. And often as you leave something behind, you want the space to be able to do what you want to do. You want to move on. You want to heal. You want to see what other options may be there for a lot of you. So that might be something that's there. So death is a major arcana, and it's very significant through change. So a lot of you who, if I'm speaking to you out there, if you, I won't do that, but if I'm going to speak to that spirit, we're going to speak one-on-one. It'll come through me in that way. It's very complex, y'all. But they can see these messages, and you may have dreams about someone who has passed away, and you may even feel like you're being haunted, or they're around you, their energy may be following you, and that is sometimes an indication that you have not completely healed from the past, and that person may be having a hard time of letting go. And I can see your energy, Knight of Swords in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse. That's like not really wanting to communicate, not wanting to be bothered. A lot of reckless things that you say to yourself. If you're not saying it to another person, it's because you really don't want to communicate. And if they force it, if they force you to try to talk, you're not trying to. You might say some harsh things, and you're not going to apologize. But what you're trying to do, I feel, is work on forgiveness right now internally. I'm so emotionally kind of deep, but I feel like the person that you're dealing with, they may be doing other things. They may be trying to focus on some changes that they would like to make, but it's still a sense of, some of you may be dealing with an Aries as well, but this person may be taking some time to themselves. And if you have wanted to communicate with them and they're not coming through or providing information that you need, that may be very frustrating. But I feel like they're not really expressing too much to you as well, so they have to get their priorities in order. I feel like the intent that's coming through is to kind of have it their way and make sure that you're not giving into something like that. If you, because there's no communication here. There's even the sword card that's showing up, that is a lack of communication or harsh communication. Your response to this is having fun. So I feel like with the sun being there, that feels like you're going to be doing what you want to do, and you might feel good about it. Whether it's just your own internal light, having a lot of different things that you would like to do, or you're going out with friends or doing different things. But even alone time for yourself might be something that's good for you. And with the Four of Cups being the advice, that means that if it's someone that is not being honest, or someone that is not being upfront with you, or very clear, it's telling you not to accept that offer, not to accept things as they are. Well, accept them as they are, because you can't make or force people to change, but you can, if you have any kind of grievance, work on that forgiveness. If you have any kind of things that you would like to change or the other person to hear, you have to communicate these things. And if they're not open to hearing it, vice versa, it's not going to work. So sometimes it's like when someone is going through the process or the loss of someone, it's hard to let go and move on. But it's something that needs to happen, because death is right there as that change. And what I want to do, I didn't pull it out. I'm going to do it right now. Let's see. One card for you from the Romance Angels. For Aries, what do we get? 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. Healing family issues, and it's coming out in reverse, and that's indication of still holding on to resentment. Say, for instance, I know spirits that stay on the physical plane, and they stay here, and I can see them, and they hold on because they have resentment towards their parents or towards family members, and it's hard for them to understand what has happened or why it's happened, and they hold on to it, and it's rage, and they do negative things to that other person, not only knowing that they're hurting themselves. They can irritate maybe the spirit that's living here on the planet, but it's not as much as they would want to. It's not really getting through in that way. So they have to understand that and put it into perspective. There's just an example of what this is. So if you're holding on to somebody that has disappointed you in your love relationship, and if you cling on to that person and you're not able to make the changes, it's because you have this pattern of that resentment from the parents maybe, and then taking that out on your romantic partner, or settling for something or someone that's not really suitable for you, but you rushed into that because it's something that you feel like you need it, or you just want it. You don't want to be alone. And the message here is to try to heal these things. It's hard, I feel, for some of you to put things into perspective, but relate that to your situation. I hope that does resonate with some of you out there. This is longer than I expected. I tried to make them short, quick, and sweet. But this is going to be your reading for the weekend. So much love to you. I wish you the very best, and I hope you have a good one. And if you would like a private or personal reading, I am providing those, and you can email me for some details in the description of the video. All right, have a good one.